Hello everyone, good morning, and this is our first lecture. Today, inshallah, we will start our course linear algebra. The course code is 1, I have stigmatism, so it's 1, 4 zeros and 1. Okay, I'm Omar Salah, and I will be with you for this semester, inshallah, with linear algebra. The course is very, very simple. You will have all your course materials, notes, references on Moodle, as usual. So there will be no problem on that. I will check later that you are all added on Moodle. Any one of you tried to access Moodle recently? Okay, we will leave it till tomorrow. This is why I told you that we will have to have a WhatsApp group in order to back up the work as fast as possible till we are up and running for Moodle. Usually I want you to check Moodle on almost weekly basis to check Moodle if there is any announcements, if there is any new PDFs or exercises or assignments or anything, you will be able to access it. Plus, all recorded lectures, as I told you offline just seconds ago, will be on my YouTube channel, Dr.Omar Salah. Once you go over there, I will check first. I want you to see, this is the Moodle for IMS. So I think when you go to Moodle, you will find all your resources in here. It's well arranged. So you will have, first of all, you will, I don't know if you have an access for Lisbon or not, because I didn't see your Moodle. You have an access over there? Okay, so you will have an access for Moodle for Cairo, and it will be for the time being, what's open is 24-25. You will find Nova Cairo, one of the buttons over there on Moodle. Just click it and you will enter to here. You will have an announcement, and then you will have your exercise, matrix introduction, whiteboard clarification, what they are doing in Lisbon. You will also find it with you here, so you should be in a very good situation for the courses, and for the course materials and the supporting details or whatever you need, okay? Plus, as I told you, our WhatsApp group, I will also try to share the PDFs for faster interaction between us, okay? Any questions? Okay, very good. Okay, once you go to my YouTube channel, this is the YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe, of course, and thumbs up for all the videos. Okay. Or once you go to YouTube and you enter this channel or my channel, I believe in the foundation here, I've given you I gave some of the lectures at the beginning of the course, and I've left the playlist open. I'm not really sure if it is open at the time being or I've closed it, I don't remember. But once you go to my channel, please click on the photo, you will enter, go to playlists. Once you go to playlists, some of these playlists will appear in front of you. I've closed the old ones, I've closed the ones of last year, in order not to confuse you with the huge number of vids. I believe it's gonna come up to 60, 70 vids, something like this. So I've already closed it, and we will work together a week by week in order to avoid any misunderstanding also. For the time being, you will have the School of Business and Economics playlist, has 3 vids. You are here for the Information Management School, and I believe you have 4 vids, 2 of them in general about Nova, the campus, the cooperation between here and TKH. Then you will also can see the algebra and the geometry of School of Science and Technology. You will have another, I believe most of the playlists I've closed them, but you will have a couple of them. I usually leave them open for your companions in other universities or other faculties. If they want to get benefited from watching these vids, it's okay. Okay? Any questions? Okay, perfect. So once you hit this playlist, this is what you are going to see at the time being. You will have 2 vids because my cam usually measure 37 minutes or something like this. So for a lecture of 1.5 hours or 2 hours, the vid will be for 2 parts, or will be on 2 parts or 3 parts for each lecture. So you will find them written like this. Week 1, lecture 1, maybe part 1, part 2, week 1, lecture 2, part 1, part 2, and so on, and you will be arranged for you. This is for what we did go through in the previous year, and this one also will be recorded once we finish it. I will try to upload it as fast as possible, maybe today, later, or at the worst case scenario, it will be available for you tomorrow, so you can revise it at any time. Okay. Why should you continuously revise your lectures each week? Linear algebra problem, it's not a problem, but it contains a lot of details. And it is usually needed in plenty of other courses, as you will see within the coming slides. So the major thing that I want you to do in all times is to keep continuous studying while we are working these through this course. It has plenty of details. Some of them you already know, some a little bit hazy. So we will start from today, knowing the details of the details, how to read, the details of matrices, the elements, the correspondence, the number of rows, the number of columns, the types. The questions will be targeting the details of these information. So mainly, you will have to study them, okay? Go through them once more, even though if these are really very elementary knowledge for you, but please just to go through them starting from today. You will find it's moving very fast, but today's work, it's all about the very fine details, the small details from the beginning of the story of what we mean about matrices, what's gonna be, and you will know what's gonna come. We will talk also about this. So it's really important aspect of being a successful student is to complete reviewing your lectures on time. Today, you have a lecture. Today is the first day of school. I'm really very happy to be with you in the morning. So starting from today, please, time management, very good. Start to organize your time. Try to keep certain time each day for the lectures that you have taken today and to prepare for tomorrow for the next weeks. Usually try to do this. In the university time, try not to exert a lot of effort in just talking, just walking. You are in a very good university and in a very good school. I don't have to defend it because you already know. You already know the difference between this school or this university, I mean Nova, and any other university that exists at the time. There is a huge difference in knowledge and the outcome down the road. So please try each day, organize your time, just review your lectures, and you will find no problems whatsoever. Always continuous revision and doing exercises. This way, you will have no problem, okay? Continuous practice is an important tool for helping you learn and grow. It provides you with the opportunity and important skills and benefits. Okay, very good. Let's start our linear algebra. The linear algebra course and the slides are prepared between Lisbon and I've added some of the main work. As you know, it's one of the huge advantages of this school or of Nova system. It's exactly as you are studying over there abroad in Lisbon. So it is the same slides. Hopefully I'm trying to exert a lot of effort to be sure that the same strategies and the same methodology in teaching, it is the same for you. So if you plan just to go over there for a semester or for a year or something like this, you are not going to feel the shock between the difference between your classes here and the classes over there. Of course, there will be minor differences because we do care about you so much in this campus. But over there, you are talking in a public university with a huge capability, so you just will be a student between most of the students over there who struggle each day just to get their information by themselves. They will find people will be there for them, or teachers and assistants will be there for them, exactly like what we do here. but they are not going to be with you as one-on-one, face-to-face with each student. Like here in Egypt, all of you are, to how much we can count, 10, 12 students, 20 students, it's nothing. But the numbers over there are huge. So mainly, this is why we try to organize in all time the link between our counterparts over there and here in the Department of Mathematics. Most of the slides are prepared for the time being by Dr. Jose, Professor Jose Ravello and Jose Gomez. I'm in contact, continuous contact with Dr. Jose Ravello, and I've added also a couple of slides within these slides just to make your life easier. Okay, let's start with the general objective of this course. As written here in this curricular unit, it is intended that students develop algebraic skills. Stop. Why we need algebraic skills? Algebraic skills for information management, it's not the major issue. It's one of the tools that you will have down the road in order to help you with other courses. So there is no one in School of Science and Technology, in Information Management, or in School of Business and Economics, or any other scientific branch wouldn't need the deep information of linear algebra. It will help you down the road. Also through calculus, the good understanding of calculus, or math analysis, or statistics and the probability, so it's major thing. Plus the other courses which are in your specialty. So it's already written here, closely connected to the efficient organization of large amount of numerical data. Linear algebra will be a fundamental knowledge to other curricular units, for the academic studies in information management. This is why we are taking linear algebra, and with this dense of information and the details. This is why we are doing this. Okay, let's start here about the curriculum unit planning. In the theoretical and the practical classes, I usually mix them together. So usually I feel more comfortable to have the exercises with our topics. So we are dealing with the topics, then we will have some exercises. They will be parallel to each other. This way I feel it's more convenient to strengthen the information that you will receive. Okay? The first week, it's going to be a notation of matrices and the matrix operation. Hopefully, we will be able to do this. So within this week, we will start notation of matrix and the matrix operations. Although the knowledge, once more, that I will tell you, it may seem very primitive or easy for you, but it's major. Just to understand them, understand the notation, how it is written, the details, start, from the beginning. Okay? Second week, we will go through probabilities of operation with matrices. Also, this year, I have the luxury of having some of the old exams, the exams of last year, so we will try to go through them step by step. Hopefully, if I got enough time, after we finish each unit, I will try to show you some of the questions targeting these main points, okay? Step by step. Okay, third week, we will go characteristics of a matrix. The fourth week, continuous of the previous class. Then we will go to the first definition of determinants and calculation methods and all the details of the determinants. Remark that the first one, or the first week, the week of today, it will contain the notations, how to write, how to read about matrices. And it's going to be really very important within the within the coming lectures. So once you go to the sixth week, it will be the calculation of determinants, determinant properties, and all of this, each one of them, they're giving you some information. So our target, not to enter the exam and to solve. No, don't do this. If you focus on just going to the exam, you will have the same mindset that deliver all the students to be weak. Just to treat this information, you want to understand, first of all, them, to get benefited from them in other courses. This way, the exam, for you, it's going to be really a very easy task. Okay, within the 7th week, you will have the joint matrix, calculation of the inverse matrix. All the questions here involved within the first midterm, it will cover all of this, the first midterm. And I will come later within the next slide about the details of the evaluation of how to pass, about the assessment methods, the 2 exams that you will have. We will talk about this, okay? This is really important in the first lecture. So adjoint matrix, calculation of the inverse of a matrix by the adjoint. So at this step, you will have a lot of information about all the operations of matrices, details of these operations, how to manipulate them, how to reach the inverse of a matrix by various methods. 8th week, discussion of a system of linear equations. The 8th week will, all the information from the 1st and the 7th will work together within the 8th week, okay? So this is a solution of a linear system of equations and the classification of this type of solution. Continuation of the resolution of system of linear equations. Then by the 10th week, we will start to go into space, the vector spaces. Going into vector spaces with the methodology and the details of what's a space, how to organize it, this is gonna be within the scope of the 2nd lecture. And believe me, this is not gonna be easy for this part. This is the hardest part in this course. If you didn't study from the beginning, if you didn't know all the notations from the beginning, the small details, okay, that will help you out greatly in this chapter, which is the spaces, what's a vector space, what's a subvector space, and the details that's involved here, going through the basis, dimension of a vector space, and the questions here. I don't want to say it is tough, but it depends on understanding on that. You understand all the details of the course, all together. So the main key is continuous studying, continuous practicing all the time, and then you will see it's really very easy, and it is connected and integrated all together. It's connected. Okay, that 12th week will be notation of eigenvalues and the eigenvectors, and this is really very important. You will need them in the coming courses. Then finally, 13th week, it's the diagonalization of matrices, and also it will be, all the previous information will be working with you in this part. So as you can see, it is all connected. Starting from today, from the first week till the end of our course, okay? 14th notation of quadratic forms. This is gonna be just easy. Once all of this is understood, you will find this really very simple. The key, once more, is to continuous study. Okay, the evaluation methods. First of all, you will have the luxury of finishing this course if you succeed in the 2 tests, test 1 and test 2. Test 1, it will be within our course, I believe it will be within the 7th weeks, 8th weeks, or the 8th week, I'm sorry, something like this. I will take a confirmation exactly about the time, and we will try to choose a suitable time within the working days for us in Egypt. So it will have 50% during the semester. Test number 2, it will have also 50% of the total grade. If you pass these 2 midterms, you are done. Okay? So it's really very simple. How to...
What is the second test?
When? It's going to be determined later, and it will be by the end of the course. Okay? So, in this semester, you will have 2 tests. Test number 1, first midterm, and test number 2, okay, second midterm. يبقى أنت عندك كام midterm؟ 2 midterms. واحد في الأول، واحد فين؟ الأولاني ده دايما هيجي لك على 7th 8th 9th في الرينج ده كده. غالبا بيبقى الفيكتور سبيس يعني نتكلم معاهم ان احنا ايه ما ندخلش الفيكتور سبيسز فيه. فيبقى كفرنج الجزء الاولاني. ايه الجزء الاولاني؟ everything before linear system of equations. يبقى كل حاجة قبل linear system of equations ده يبقى موجود. ده عليه كام؟ 50%. طيب الإكزام من كام؟ Out of 20 marks. So you can pass each the general rule. Get more than 9.5. Okay? You are done. So this is for first midterm. Second midterm it will be the same, but it will cover most of the course. لكن هيبقى الفوكس فيه أكتر على الجزء اللي مش covered within the first midterm. بس inside it, all the knowledge that you already gained previously, it will be involved in the second midterm. Do you read me? معايا يا شباب؟ طيب خلصت ميد 1 وميد 2. هتجمع الدرجتين على بعض وتقسم على 2. أكتر من 9.5 باي باي. less than 9.5 قدامك معايا تاني. سهلة. اوكي يبقى إذا الفيرست سيزون as I told you 50% for first midterm وأنا دايما بحب إن الفيرست midterm ده try to exert as much effort as you can to get the highest mark possible for you. Because the second midterm you may feel it is a little bit difficult and you will have plenty of classes so it's not gonna be easy. ماشي يا شباب؟ Okay. The tests have no minimum grade. Okay. Students may improve the grade of the first test at the second test. طيب انت still دي من الادفانتجز الحلوه. انا جيت في الفيرست ميد تيرم ما جبتش درجه كويسه. سكند ميد تيرم جبت فيه درجه. طب عايز تو امبروف الجريدز it's not over. You can at the time of the second midterm يعني انت بتمتحن السكند midterm تقدر انك بعد ما تخلصه تروح واخد الفيرست midterm. هيدي لك امتحان تاني الفيرست midterm. والجريد بتاعهم هيتجمع على بعضه ويبقى ريبليسمنت لو انت عايز تو امبروف يور جريدز. بس طبعا ما انصحكش انك تعمل. انت من البدايه حاول تحارب كويس قوي بحيث ان الفيرست midterm ايه اللي يحصل فيه؟ تجيب فيه درجه عاليه. second midterm try the best that you can. لو انت بتسمع كلامي كويس وماشي ورايا كويس وتتدرب باستمرار ان شاء الله second midterm هيبقى اصعب سنه من الاولاني اللي فيه مجموعات اكتر وفي شغل اكتر وبيكفر برضه نفس الكونتنت بتاعت الفيرست midterm but will be easier for you also. add them together خلاص you are done. عايز تعمل improvement it's okay. خلص السكند midterm واعمل الترايل. لو انت جبت جريدز احسن هتبقى improved otherwise هتبقى زي ما هي. اوكي ده for first season. طيب test 1 test 2 with grades T1 T1 respectively are quoted to up to 20. The student approved if the final grade T1 plus T2 over 2 rounded to the nearest integer is greater than or equal to 10. Which means if you got 9.5 you will pass. اتفضل.
دلوقتي في الامتحان لو جبت واحد يعني كان في سيستم اللي هو لو جبت حاجه غلط بتاخد ماينس.
ممكن. it will depend. لو في penalty لو الامتحان في multiple choice there will be a penalty. But I think in the previous exam we didn't have penalties, which is really very good. But who knows? Maybe this year we will find it's okay to give you some of multiple choices and you may have penalty.
السنة اللي فاتت ما كانش فيه MCQ.
ماشي.
وعشان كده مفيش penalty. بس لو في MCQ كده كان فيه penalty.
أكيد. معايا؟ بعدين أنت ليه بتخش في الديتيلز دي؟ ما تخلينا ماشيين ما يمكن تمشي زي السنة اللي فاتت. أوكي؟ وممكن يبقى أسهل كمان من السنة اللي فاتت. ماشي الحال؟ الأهم شيء في الموضوع اللي أنا قلته ده كله نقطتين لغاية دلوقتي. إيه المهم لغاية دلوقتي في اللي أنا قلته؟ رقم واحد لو سمحت المعلومات اللي عندك كلها بلا استثناء it's really very good. بس خلي بالك إن أنا محتاجك to revise الانفورميشن دي once more and how it is written from the beginning. ذاكر الديتيلز ما تركنش. حاول على طول باستمرار إنك to keep up reviewing and revising your information باستمرار starting from today. مش عندك مشكلة whatsoever. النقطة الثانية أنا بعدي إزاي أجيب أكبر درجة في first midterm أكبر درجة بوصله في second midterm بحيث لما أجمعهم مع بعض وأقسم على 2 جبت أكتر من كام؟ من 9.5. ده لو أنت بتدور على ده وأنا ما انصحكش ده. لأن لو أنا بشتغل حاجة أو بذاكرها كريم على أساس إن أنا بس مجرد إني أنجح مش هتفرق. believe me. لكن لما تشتغل على شيء عشان انت تفهمه عمليه النجاح فيه هيجي كده ما تفكرش فيه. اوكي طيب السكند سيزون evaluation it will be a global exam. طيب يعني انت دخلت الفيرست ميد تيرم، سكند ميد تيرم، مش حضرتك يعني someone else دخل وبعدين ما عرفش يحقق ده نتيجه اي ظروف، كان لسه بيتاقلم من اول وجديد، كان اتشغل، حصل ظروف وات ايفر يعني، برضه الفرصه ما راحتش. في عندك جلوبال اكزام، الجلوبال اكزام ده هيكفر مين؟ السمستر كله، هيبقى الامتحان ده عليه 100%. هو زي ما بيقول لك ده exam is quoted up to 20 and the students approved with the final grade rounded nearest integer to 10. بس في الحاله دي حضرتك بقى ايه؟ هتتخرم في الامتحان كله من الاسبوع الاولاني لغايه الاسبوع ال 14. فاهم؟ الامتحانات اللي قبل كده كانت الديتيلز اللي موجوده في الاولاني ديتيلز. اوكي؟ وانا هفرجك على الامتحانات فيها ديتيلز كتير جدا. اوكي؟ هتبقى انت معفي منها. فبرضه تاني وانس مور من البدايه حاول تعدي. طيب لو برضه يعني اخوك الصغير ما نفعش الليله، حضرتك على طول هتبدا تخش فين؟ السبيشال سيزون. سبيشال سيزون برضه نفس الكلام، هيبقى جلوبال اكزام وهيبقى فيه 20 ماركس. دي قصه حياتك. Okay, the exam is quoted up to 20. The students approved for the final grade rounded to the nearest integer is greater than or equal to 10. This is all the rules. Remark: students that have final grade equal to 9. خلي بالك اللي هيجيب 9 يعني لازم كل ورقه انت جايب فيها 9 ده يعني ما كانش ابليكابل السنه اللي فاتت، بس ده ادد بالنسبه للانفورميشن اللي حطوها السنه دي، انك لو انت وصلت لغايه 9 لسه حتى ما اعرفش الديتيلز بتاعت الاورال اكزام اور هاو اتس جونا بي دان. انا مش عارف. اوكي؟ يعني ما اعرفش الديتيلز بتاعته. يعني اعمل لك الاورال اكزام يرحمكم الله هناك هتعمله اونلاين ولا هنا ما اعرفش. انا مش كتير ما اعرفش. بس لما نوصل خلي بالك ان ماس اناليسيس ديفرنت ذان لينير الجبر. انت خلاص عندك النولج ان كل كورس باي سيلف مختلف تماما في التقييم وفي الاسلوب في كل حاجه. Any questions؟ ها شباب زياد؟ اي اسئله؟
مفيش كويزز throughout السمستر يعني؟
احنا دي ممكن نعملها مع بعض، ممكن ادي لك اكسرسايزز كويزز بس معلش ما فيش عليها ايفالويشن. اوكي؟ ما هو لو في كويزز وفي حاجات زي كده مش هتعجبك يا مستر زياد.
ليه طيب؟
طب لما اخلص
لو مشينا الاسبوع باسبوعه اكيد
لما اخلص هتكلم معاك.
احنا عندنا انجريد كويز، ممكن نعمل انجريد كويز عشان نحسن من نفسنا.
ممكن ده ما فيهوش مشكله. اوكي؟ اوكي. Let's start by the contents as I told you. Today احنا هنتكلم على الماتريسيز. قبل ما نتكلم على النوتيشن اوف ماتريكس اوبريشنز. hopefully لو انا قدرت اخلص ده، لو ما كانش انا هكمله بكره، لان بكره ان شاء الله عندنا برضو السكند ليكتشر بتاعتنا الصبح. وبرضه هعمل لها ريكوردنج بحيث انها تبقى موجوده معاك. ماشي؟ اوكي، طبعا ده الجزء الثاني اللي هو بتاع الفيكتور سبيسز. as I told you what's a vector space؟ linear combination of vectors span a finite sequence. مش عايز اضيع وقت قوي في ده علشان انت كمان ما تزهقش قوي من المعلومات دي، بس هي نفس اللي انا قلته من شويه ان ديتيلز دي الكونتنتس. تعال نبدا بقى في موضوع الماتريسيز. موضوع سهل جدا بسيط مفيش فيه اي تعب بصراحه، بس المهم الديتيلز from the beginning. هو بيقول لك let m and n be positive integers. So now for the time being I have two positive integers. عندي رقمين اثنين موجبين والاثنين دول مالهم integers، ارقام صحيحه. m خلي بالك and m by n written m cross n، يعني انا ممكن اكتب m by n او m في n. m في n ده represent real matrix is a set of real numbers arranged into horizontal rows and vertical columns. So mainly a matrix it's an arrangement of numbers through rows and columns. طيب ال n number of rows ال n number of columns. انا دايما ببدا بالنمبر اوف روز، يعني دايما في الماتريسيز ببدا بالنمبر اوف مين؟ اوف روز. طيب النوتيشن اللي انا بستخدمها اقدر اعمل السيمبل ده او this notation which is a capital. Usually we use capital letters to represent the matrices. These two numbers refer to the dimension of this matrix. So it's an m rows by n columns. So if it was 3 by 2 يبقى انا في دماغي على طول عندي 3 rows وكم column؟ 2 columns. لو انا عندي 2 by 3 يبقى عندي 2 rows وهاو many columns؟ 3 of them. يبقى مجرد ما بسمع الدايمنشن بimagine the shape of this matrix. Okay. Each element from these elements or correspondence from these settings is quoted by 2 numbers, the number of the row and the number of the column. يبقى إذا كل رقم موجود داخل الماتريكس موجود تحتيه I J. The symbolization that's really very important. That stands for any entrance or any value in a matrix. A stand for the entry. يبقى ايه ده الرقم اللي انا بقصده جوه المصفوفه بتاعتي. طيب ال I وال J اللي specific position of this value هو موجود فين بالظبط؟ out of M by N من مصفوفه كبيره M by N. يبقى انا كده لو بقرا الديفينيشن بقول ايه اول ما ابص عليها كده هو قصده A matrix A rows in columns واقدر اكتبها بالنوتيشن دي كمان. It is the set اقدر اعرفها كده. It is the set of all elements of I and J, their order I and J out of a matrix of M by N. يبقى ممكن ارمز لها انها A capital M by N. اول ما اقول لك A 3 by 2 يبقى انا في دماغي على طول عندي ماتريكس اسمها A 3 rows 2 columns. كل الاليمنتس اللي موجوده داخلهم بيتغيروا I و J. I العداد بتاع الروز J العداد بتاع مين؟ columns. يبقى الرقم بيخرج قدامي على الانتريز وكلهم ترتيبتهم كام في كام؟ M في M على حسب النمبرز دي. طبعا الجنرال نوتيشن ده رغم ان هو سهل جدا لكن هو ورالك هو ممكن هيستخدمه ازاي بعد كده. فانت انسى ان بعد كده ويرجع للنقطه دي. يبقى اذا ممكن اكتبه A M by M خلاص انت فاهم نفس المعلومه ان هو A small I of I and J and it's a number of rows and number of columns. ممكن كمان اكتبه A بيساوي A of I و J. اوكي لو انا بتكلم in general على matrix in general. اوكي very good. Size of a matrix is called the dimension او order of a matrix. يبقى انا ممكن اقول matrix size which is 3 by 2 3 rows 2 columns. نفس المعنى ده بالظبط انت ممكن تسمعه في مسج او في question ان انا اتكلم على dimension of a matrix or an order of a matrix. ثلاثه زي بعض. بيقول is defined by the number of rows and columns. It contains the size of an M by N. We call Aij the Ij entry or the Ij element or the Ij coordinate or the Ij correspondence. يبقى الفاليوز باي itself اللي هم الاي جي نفس الكلمتين اللي احنا قلناهم بالظبط. بس انت شفتهم بطعم تاني تالت والترانسليشنز موجوده قدامك. The entry of the i's row and j's columns of a matrix of A. طيب matrices are usually symbolized using uppercase letters خلاص capital letters such as A capital B capital and so on. While the corresponding lowercase letters the two subscript indices from A I of G represent the ith row and the j's column. كله تمام. على فكرة أنا ممكن أكتب الماتريسيز بأسلوب تاني. أنا ممكن أكتب الماتريسيز لو أنا بديها لعمر مثلا ممكن أديها له صف بصف. ممكن أديها له صف بصف. يعني رو باي رو زي هنا مثلا. أقول A خلي بالك A it is a matrix which represent R1 the first row, second row, third row, fourth row. يبقى أنا كده اديت لك رو باي رو. الداتا خليتك رو باي رو. كل رو بحطه جنبه سيمي كولون زي ما حضرتك شايف. طيب وممكن اعمله عن طريق الكولومز يعني ممكن بالروز او ممكن عمدان. حلو جدا. اهي ماتريكس زي ما حضرتك شايف الماتريكس دي مبدئيا كام في كام؟ 3 روز 2 كولومز يبقى 3 باي 2 دي 3 باي 2. كل كورسبوندنس من الكورسبوندنس اللي موجودين قدامك اقدر اطلعه. يعني الاليمنت 2 2 يطلع بكام؟ 2 2 1 الاليمنت 3 و 2 يظهر عندي روت 3 3 2 ثيرد رو ثيرد رو سكند كولوم 0 يبقى اذا هنا طبعا مدي لك هنا لو انا 1 1 هيبقى بيساوي نيجاتيف 3 اند سو. طيب لو انا بتكلم على روز الروز اقدر احطهم ورا بعض يعني لو انا حبيت ان انا to enter or to give the entries of A as rows اقدر اقول A such that the first row which is negative 3 and pi, then the second row which is 0 and 1, then the third row which is root 2 and 0. كده انا قدرت ان انا اعمل definition لthis matrix. for this matrix row by row. اقدر برضو ان انا احطه in columns. يعني مثلا على سبيل المثال اقدر اقول A such that واحطهم column by columns negative 3 0 and root 2 same way like which is by 1 and 0. يبقى لو حبيت احطهم rows او حبيت احطهم columns there will be no problem in that. These are the rows and those are the columns as you can see. It's very simple. Okay. برضو انت لو دخلت على شات جي بي تي وحاولت ان انت تدخل ماتريكس اوكي اقدر ادخلها بسهوله جدا عن طريق ان انا اديها له روز. يعني لو قلت له ان array or a matrix with the following setting خلي بالك من البراكتس اللي انت بتكتبها بالظبط هيروح ناتشها لك تحتيها قلت له انتر هيروح مديلك على طول الشكل بتاعها زي ما انت عايز. ماشي؟ اوكي فيري جود. طيب definition a matrix whose entries are all zeros هيبدا بقى يعرفك بقى دلوقتي خلي بالك وده غالبا اول سؤال هيتارجت شويه المعلومات البسيطه قوي اللي مكتوبه لك الناس دي as an I to I يعني part of a question number 1 in first midterm. يعني السؤال الاولاني first midterm هتلاقي عليه مثلا 0.5 مارك 1 مارك شويه الديتيلز البسيطه قوي اللي بتخرج من الفيرست ليكتشر والسكند ليكتشر. ده سؤال بيبقى دايما question number 1 وهتلاقيه out of 3 ماركس مثلا out of 2.5 ماركس. طبعا don't be an idiot انك تضيعه. ده المفروض ان السؤال محطوط انك لازم تاخد فيه ايه؟ فول مارك. ماشي؟ بس طبعا معلش هو مش بالسهوله اللي انت متخيل. لا. لانك بنهايه الكورس الديتيلز دي ايه اللي بيحصل لها بتبقى هيزي. يعني انت دلوقتي حلوين قوي كمان شويه ايه اللي هيحصل لهم؟ هيبقوا هيزي. هوريك انا. طيب بيقول هنا a matrix whose entries are all zeros is called zero matrix. لها اسم تاني اسمه null matrix. يبقى انا ممكن اسمع zero matrix او اسمع null matrix. It's a matrix of any dimension. Yeah, matrix of any dimension where all the elements are zeros. طيب دي النال ماتريكس او الزيرو ماتريكس. طب ايه دي الفايده بتاعتها؟ ده المحايد الايدنتيتي فور اديشن اند سبتراكشن. مش انا لو بقول 2 بلس 0 equal to